Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Marvel Strike Force on Nimrod. Again, today, I wasn't sure if I was actually going to do this, and then I booted up the game at 2 o'clock, and I had a look at the Nimrod orb and the milestone and all that, and I just could not believe, in my wildest dreams, that they would somehow make these releases worse. I was okay with Sentinel's orb because it had a guaranteed shard, and now this one is a huge sliding back that we need to talk about. So if you're ready to go, why this is absolute garbage and this needs to stop. The players need to talk about this. The players need to stand up. We need to tell Scopely that this kind of shit is not okay. So if you're ready to go, let's boil this down. Okay, so first off, let's talk about this Orcus overload streak thing. Also, if you go into your inbox, there will be a streak milestone token where you can activate this if you, for whatever reason, missed it. Now, like I said, I think on my last two videos, maybe, that this is a streak milestone. So what does that mean as well? After you collect the streak token, if you fail to log in at all at any point, you won't have this available and you won't be able to get any Nimrod orbs. Now, that might not be the end of the world because of how garbage this is. And what's also interesting is this is actually a bonus on top of Save the World. I thought that they were replacing Save the World, but no, it's actually running in conjunction, or it's just like a separate one on top of that. Also, the reset timers are different. One's at 5 o'clock, this one's at 5 o'clock, and this one's at 2 o'clock. So that's funny, I guess, because they're both using some form of campaign energy. Let's kind of go in and dive in. So the scoring for this involves an 800 point cap of campaign energy. That's fine. You know, that actually, you don't even need to do this because you can get 200 points that's unlimited from battling in raids. There is a grand total of 2,400 points. So if you do 12 raids within one day, you'll get this. And between that and the energy, it's fairly easy to do. I don't think it's very difficult. Now, what do you get as rewards? There is some okay stuff in here for like new players. It's okay. There's some raid credits. There's some like blue training modules. There's this Jarvis recommended orb, which I don't think is very good, and a little bit of gold. Not a lot. What is that? 10k, 20k, 30, 45, 60, 80, 100. 100k gold a day. It's not terrible, actually. It's free stuff. But we need to talk about this orb. The Sentinel Evolution Orb. There's, the raid credits actually kind of might add up. There's also 5T format. So that part's okay. Like, it's just this fucking orb. This goddamn orb. And so before we talk about that orb, I mean, I'm sure you've seen the Sentinel orb, right? And I think I just want to, make sure that people are aware and we're on the same page here about, and also there's so many goddamn orbs. I think I mentioned this in my other video, but God, there's so many. Let's talk about the Sentinel Factory Orb first. So left pillar, this, right? And so this is actually different as well in the Nimrod Orb. It's a little bit different. And we have a 1 to 100 on the Sentinel shards, okay? Guaranteed one shard. And so far it seems that we'll be getting 12 to 14 shards a week, I think, with the Dark Future and the Tolerance's Extinction. And so this seems to be like a weekly occurrence. For Sentinel, at least, unless Dark Future next week is going to feature Nimrod orbs, that's possible because we are apparently getting a Sentinel event next Monday, which I had data mined. If you haven't kept up with that, make sure to check out my video on that I did, I believe, 2 videos ago, talking about upcoming events for next week. And and then on the right pillar, we have Lady Deathstrike and Scientist Supreme at 1 shard. So let's take a look at not the Sentinel Future, that's the core orb, the Sentinel Evolution Orb. This is the Sentinel Factory Orb, basically. And so on the left pillar, we do have raid energy and ciphers, and actually the ciphers are at a lower drop rate than the energy. I'm presuming, just like the Sentinel Orb, it's only 1 raid energy, and then again, I believe this is a drop from 8 something percent, right? For the cipher, from what I just looked at. And then the right pillar, also guaranteed Scientist Supreme and Lady Deathstrike. And then the middle has not a guaranteed Nimrod shard. We're also only getting 1 Nimrod orb a day. I thought maybe, just maybe, we would get 2 orbs a day. Clearly, that was too generous. I don't know what I was thinking, because if we had 2 orbs a day, that would be what I would have thought. I thought it was a guaranteed shard, right? So I thought we would have gotten 14 shards per week, which is on par with what we're getting right now for Sentinel. But no, it is not only is it 7 orbs a week, but it's not even a guaranteed fucking shard. So you have 32.8% chance for Nimrod 1 shard, 1.2% for 10 shards, and 0.4% for 100 shards, with also, I'm assuming this is 1 of Lady Deathstrike and Scientist Supreme. So overall, when you add this up, you have 34.4% chance, or just over a third of the chance to get a Nimrod shard from his own goddamn orb. Why could they not have kept a guaranteed shard like they did for Sentinel? Now, the estimated value of this, I kind of just did it in my strike. I did the numbers here on this, like on my strike pass chart, but anyways, it doesn't matter. So these are the individual ones. I added them all up together, and you get about 0.848 or about 0.85, I guess, when rounding up in terms of the overall shards. So basically, what this means is that this is, you know, you're not even guaranteed to get a shard. That's just at the end of the day, regardless of the EV or the estimated value, including the 100 and the 10 drops, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, this is not a guaranteed drop, and we're getting about half as many orbs right now as we are for Sentinel. And I think this is just, while I'm not surprised, I think it's just super unacceptable. I'm getting really frustrated and tired with it's not even a slow drip anymore. It's like watching paint dry. You know, it's like watching paint on a goddamn robot's paint dry. It is just absolutely ridiculous. And I know that what they're wanting is for me to dip into my cores to spend power cores on the Nimrod orb, right? And I may end up doing this, or at least in part, right? I discussed that in my Should You Core Nimrod video, which you should take a look at if you have the time for, because I do think that he is an important character for Orcus. Maybe not as important as Sentinel, however, but he has a lot of good value, which we're going to want to have for upcoming events. More on that in the near future, actually, when I'm ready to talk about that one. But Scopely, I guess I don't know. I'm almost at a loss for words. I honestly did not think that it could continue to get worse and worse and worse. So that's about Nimrod. Let me know what your thoughts on that. Before we finish the video, though, I do want to jump over to some data mines that we picked up today, including a return of a character that some people might be looking for. All right, so this one's not a lot here. However, we do have data mines for an event coming, which indicates the return of the Old Man Logan trials. It's called Back to the Wasteland. So this may be next week, because typically data mines tend to come a week or so in advance. It's very rarely more than that. I mean, it could be 10 days from now, but it could happen sometime next week as well. So do keep an eye out on this. Prepare for the Old Man Logan trials. Get ready for the return. Score points by earning Logan's Army orb fragments from campaign nodes and ranking up characters required to participate in the D8 of Old Man Logan trials. This one is interesting. So it's a campaign energy event. We're running a campaign energy leaderboard right now. Next week's Sentinel event is an ISO 8 event. It does appear, perhaps, that we're going to be running 2 events simultaneously that requires both energies. So that's absolutely crazy. I don't know what the rewards are going to be in the milestone, and I think that's going to determine how serious I take this event and whether or not I actually push it. It is not one of those events with currency or it's like a bonus event. It's not included in the month long, I don't think. So how good the milestone rewards are is going to determine how serious I take it. Rewards include tokens and upgrade materials for these characters, as well as gold and training modules. And given what I'm seeing here, it makes me wonder if this is a new / mid-game player event, because you're earning the orb fragments from campaign energy, but you're also getting additional points from ranking characters up. All of the characters that are required in the star rank section, so that's going to be your Cabal, that's going to be your Out of Time, and that's going to be your Loki and Emma Frost. So 10 characters there that you're getting additional milestone points for ranking up. I don't know how many times they've done that, if ever. Like, maybe they've tried that before, but it's very contentious, right? Because for any of us who have already done rank ups, will not get milestone points for that. Is that required to clear the event? Is this a giveaway event for free that they're just kind of chucking in there as a bonus? I don't know, and we'll have to wait and see for a blog post, I suppose. And as far as Logan's army orb, it just says contains shards for characters that'll help you conquer the Old Man Logan trials. It's pretty vague. I don't know who's in there. Maybe more of these characters up here, Cabal and Out of Time. I don't know who else they really include at this point. So all this just tells us is that Old Man Logan will be coming back probably within 2 weeks for sure. So if he's a character that you don't have unlocked or you're trying to get more stars for, know that he will be back in short order. And that's going to be the end of this. It's not a huge video. I really wanted to express my dissatisfaction with the direction of these orbs. They're kind of like, it's a bit of a roller coaster because I actually felt that they were improving from the Annihilator orb to the Sentinel orb, which at least for better or for worse had a guaranteed shard drop, and now this new Nimrod orb has a 1/3 chance basically of a Nimrod drop. And that really pisses me off, to be honest, because it's like they're spitting in our face. Maybe they're spitting in my mouth. I don't know what they're doing, but it's not right. And I think it's seedy, it's gross, and I don't like it. And so I just wanted to share my thoughts with you all. Maybe some of you are feeling the same way, and I'd love to know all that in the comments down below. I think we need to keep the noise up, honestly, on this. This is a super bad direction for the game, and I can't stress this out enough. So that's it for now, everyone. And until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you guys on the blog for tomorrow, I guess. Boilon signing out.